I haven't rehearsed sometime. But hello to Backstage Resume. Like every Monday, now a tradition that we started last week. And that goes on and on. What I do on Monday is a little bit resume, about your reactions, and also what I forgot, because sometimes the time is running out, and other things, and a little bit more on information that you should know. So hi to Backstage Resume, to Backstage number 9. It went very well. You were very happy. We had some technical problems, but you know, this is obviously sorry. I feel sorry for technical problems, but it's life, and you know, it will be better and better. It was only the second time with the new format, so please excuse. And you know, Paul is trying his best, and I'm trying my best, and you know, mistakes are human. As I always say, this is not a show. This is life, and it's pure, and it's me. Because a show would mean that, you know, yeah, bring in the dancers and da 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 and this and that. No, it's just me. You're visiting me in my office, and I tell you some stories. Yes, I play you some of my work and some videos and some documentary excerpts. And yesterday I played you some great piece of art. But basically, it's not a show in the common sense. It's a Rudi Dolezal extravaganza. Okay, the photos. This one was the one which was winning last week for the trivia question. To Maike, Maike. It's as she calls herself in America. In German, she's called Heike, and I was pronouncing it not correct. It's Maike. Keep on rocking, Rudi Backstage, Insta Live, love and respect, winner of the trivia contest. This is what you can win if you have the correct answer to the question, which is why did Brian May not participate in the original shoot of the last Queen video where Freddie Mercury was part of it and in front of a camera? These are the days of our lives. Now, next week, and this is something that starts now here, you have the following 3 pictures to choose, and I would like you to start the voting now. I come to this later. This is, I don't look like this anymore, but this was me with Sweet 17. This is Rudi 17 for a possibility. Then this is another one of shots of around the making of One Vision in the Musicland studio in Munich, where I'm sitting here, and my cameraman, etc. And this is Rudi of today. It's actually a photo that you know quite well, because on the slate, which always has time zones, I'm using this photograph. So please start now with the voting, and I tell you how, because this is also new. We have important email addresses. So now send to the trivia email, which is called backstage.trivia@gmail.com. I repeat, backstage.@gmail.com. Send which of those photos should be the prize for next week. You know that I started this emails now to sort of channel a little bit your many reactions, and I'm very happy. You know, the more you write, the better. But now we have now done those email addresses, my angels and myself, and this is how I have more time to focus on the book and focus on the shows, because also for the technical problems. For example, you know, usually I prepare all of this with Paul on the Friday, and I would say, welcome to the world of Rudi Dolezal. On Friday, I had the following. In the morning at 10 a.m., I had a phone call with the famous German rock star, Mr. Peter Maffay. He's called the German Bruce Springsteen. Peter Maffay, mit dem durfte ich telefonieren am Freitag um 10 Uhr für meine deutschsprachigen Zuhörer und Zuseher. Über was wir gesprochen haben, darf ich noch nicht sagen. Ja, so 10 o'clock, the biggest German rock star. Then noon, 1 o'clock noon, Queen. And then in the afternoon at 2, Celine Dion. So we couldn't prepare. The Friday is the usual day of the preparation. So, and usually I like to, just focus on Saturday, and then Sunday, of course, is the show day. So that was one part that we had to do a little bit of improvisation. But I said, your reactions say that you liked it, in spite of the few technical problems. So, what I would like to repeat and tell you a little bit more in detail is in last week for my YouTube channel. By the way, please, if you haven't done it, well, you probably have done it because otherwise you wouldn't look at it, but you can look at it also without subscribing. Please subscribe. It's free of charge. And if you have done it, help me and ask friends, make them aware that this is a fucking great channel and it's good to have it, or the friends of your friends. We just want to, keep the momentum and try to grow and grow and grow. You're part of history in the making. Yeah, please remember my words. This beginnings of Rudi Dolezal's Doro TV is history in the making. You will remember that later in half a year or a year, what I meant. So the new world of the programs is now, I want to explain that a little bit more in detail. In the live program, I didn't have enough time. So this is also what the resume is for. So obviously you have every Sunday, you have Rudi Backstage, which is live on Insta. Soon also we will try to find some other streaming possibilities, but in the moment it's exclusively on Insta. It's always 24 hours after the live broadcast, as you know, like with all the live Insta. It's still viewable on my story. And then later, a day or two later, Rudi Backstage always goes to the Doro TV channel. Now on Monday, this is what you're watching now, is the new program that I designed, Backstage Resume. It's every Monday, and it sort of reflects what happened, reactions, as this time problems, yeah, things I forgot, things where I made mistakes, and a few other more additional things that make it worthwhile watching the Backstage Resume. Then, in addition to that, I designed Backstage Plus, which will now be on Tuesday. Let's see if we do it every Tuesday. Backstage Plus is basically, as you know, I'm getting hundreds of questions. And the questions, I will tell this after I'm through with the programs, also should go to a special email address in the future. But I have already hundreds, or many, and I only have to pick some for the program. I mean, so for example, yesterday I didn't have time for questions at all because there was so much that came into my mind. I'm doing this spontaneous. I don't have a teleprompter, and I'm talking whatever comes into my mind. So the Backstage Plus is the Q&As, your questions. I answer only the questions which are not being answered so far, so that everybody is happy that I don't miss out any questions. And you don't have to go back to the slate part. And the backstage story, you know already. The backstage story is me explaining some behind the scenes stuff. There's already a backstage story on I'm Going Slightly Mad, the video shoot. There is another backstage story on No One But You, Only the Good Die Young. There's a backstage story on Whitney Houston. There will be backstage stories on Falco, on the Rolling Stones, on Lionel Richie, on David Bowie, on Sarah Brightman, on other people, bit by bit, you know. So that's about the new programs. And Paul, go back to me, please. And what I wanted to say, because of the questions, there's a new email address where I want you to send the emails to. If you have questions for the Q&A, please, Paul, send it to the new email address, which at that time is called Backstage Q&A. The Gmail didn't allow the sign for Q&A, so it's Quanda, so backstage.quanda@gmail.com. This is the email address where I would kindly ask you to go back to write the questions, and then I'm answering them in Backstage Plus whenever there is enough. So this is a little bit of an overview, and I have a little bit more time to tell you. This was the main important things that I wanted to say. So again, today is Monday. Tomorrow on Tuesday, it's Backstage Plus time for your questions and answers. Please send me questions. I'm interested in a lot of questions are Queen, but send me questions on other things. I'm answering everything, and there is no taboo, I promise. Yeah. So I say thank you very much for watching, and see you next Monday when you want to see Backstage Resume. Of course, see you tomorrow on Tuesday if you watch this on Monday, and all the following days for Backstage Plus, and every Sunday. You know, every Sunday it's important to watch Rudy Backstage at 2 p.m. Miami time, which is 7 p.m. in London, which is 8 p.m. in most of Europe, like Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Italy, and which is 11 a.m. on the West Coast in America, in Los Angeles. And you know, there's always those slates in different colors, which have before the shows, 1 or 2 days before the time zones. I say thank you, and you know my 3 big wishes, right? So please, the 3 big wishes are, please pre-order my book. Yeah, you know the email address, you know the process. If you haven't got the second email, don't get nervous. You will get it. There is a lot, but please order my book. It encourages me. It means a lot to me. The more pre-orders come, then help me getting the Doro TV bigger and bigger with your friends, with posts, with sending people emails or whatever. And of course, never forget to join me on a Sunday. It's just so nice, you know, Rudy Backstage. And I say, mwah, 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 mwah. Love you all, love and respect, stay safe, stay home, I think is best, and stay human. See you.
You wanna know what goes on backstage? Oh, come on. Let me take you by the hand. Ow!
Rudy, are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
The way I see it, Barry, this should be a very dynamite show.
You know, I have no idea what the name of this program is, but you're watching it.
Backstage. All you ever want. Backstage. All you ever need. Backstage. Your dreams will be fulfilled once you are there. You'll never wanna leave. You wanna sell your ass for that backstage pass. Backstage is just for the invited.